We're ready to take your questions.
I guess my first question is regarding the budget situation in Jefferson City. The budget has a $1 million cut to the system administration on the Senate side, $8.6 million on the House side. We are also already seeing plans for layoffs potentially at Umsel and cutbacks in the number of people who are working on the MU campus due to the enrollment issues. What actions will be taken to control costs at the system? Will there be a pay freeze like what has been done at the MU campus, or does this cut potentially mean layoffs at the system level?
We're holding off on those decisions until we get a clearer picture of what the budget looks like. We're still hopeful that our budget will come out of conference not so draconian, and that we will be able to avoid any kinds of layoffs.
If there are, if it's a situation where there are layoffs in Umsel, and the pay and hiring freeze stays in place in Columbia, will there be any steps taken at the system to put a pay freeze, or not have merit raises?
It's hard to imagine giving significant raises at the system while two of our campuses are suffering. So yeah, it's unlikely that there will be significant merit increases or anything like that at the system.
Where is the board in terms of a president's?
We had a meeting yesterday to establish the qualifications for the president. In other words, we're putting together the specs, if you will, for what that president will look like. Our search consultant will take that and come up with a more detailed listing. We'll be working on that now in the June board meeting, and they will actually be going to market sometime in May, where they'll really start soliciting people to create the candidate pool.
And have you heard from some of the university community about what type of president they would like to see? What are you hearing?
Oh, we spent a lot of time listening. We had one-on-one sessions. The consultant firm talked to many individuals one-on-one. We had public forums on all 4 campuses. And that's what we talked about yesterday, was the synthesis of all of those comments. And the comments were all very good. And it's hard to, we want a superstar. So we're on the hunt for a superstar.
I was curious, the difference between the rhetoric in the House and the budget passed by the Senate. Is there, do you have any insight into maybe have all the lobbying efforts been given enough time to start working in the Senate, or do you have better relations there there's widely differing results?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. There has been a good deal of information coming out in recent days. The recent economic analysis demonstrating the value of the University of Missouri system to the state, I think has had some impact, although that information was out earlier, but to have it come out again and reinforce that notion, I think was very helpful. I think we've had great support from our alums and friends, extension folks around the state, convey a message about the value of the university and questioning the wisdom of punishing the university at this point in time. I suspect that the House came to that conclusion less quickly than the Senate, or I suppose they had to make their decision before the effort caught on. I suspect that's all that's happened. You know, people are legitimately concerned and upset. It was a very difficult situation since November. But as they say, time heals most wounds, so it may simply be a matter of time. I'm just grateful that the Senate has been a bit more generous with us, and I'm hopeful that the conference committee will find a way to be as generous as the Senate has been.
There's going to be a vote Monday and Tuesday by graduate assistants on the Columbia campus on whether or not they should form a union, and I'm curious if any attitude towards that effort would change if you have a large majority of the assistants voting in any kind of overwhelming way to go in that direction.
Well, you know, first of all, my attitude on that question is that it is really unfortunate that our graduate students feel the need to form a union. I think this is all a part of the turmoil that we experienced back in November with students feeling as if their concerns were not being adequately addressed by administration. And so it's very unfortunate that the students feel compelled to attempt to form a union. The problem is that in the state of Missouri, it's not clear that students do have a right collectively to bargain. And when you come to graduate students, there is a question whether graduate students are indeed employees who have that right. So the election that I think is being conducted Monday and Tuesday, it will provide us good information on the sentiment of that body of students on the real collective desire to unionize. But I don't know that it answers the legal question whether they have the right to collectively bargain. We'll see what happens. I would hope that we could solve all their issues without adding a layer of people to talk to about it, an outside group, the union.
Sure. Ms. Henderson, do you see, how do you view the union election that's coming up on Monday and Tuesday?
Well, I think President Middleton summarized it very well. We don't know, there's a serious legal question here that has to be resolved. So the election may be informative, but it's not going to be determinative.
One more, but is there anybody on the line, or I don't like to dominate?
Sure you do.
Yeah, you run the show here.
Yeah.
Switch places, I'll ask you to do this. Anybody on the phone line?
All right. If the budget comes in less than the 6% that was the agreement in the fall for no tuition increase, are we looking at a special board meeting sometime in the next couple of 3 weeks, within the next month, to consider that issue and whether to go ahead with the tuition increase at all, or until June?
I don't have the intention of waiting till June. We haven't set tuition, and we'll have to do that.
Okay, so is there a need for a board meeting if the performance funding comes as the Senate wrote it?
Yes, because we haven't set the tuition.
Okay.
There's always a need for a board meeting.
That's why we have so many.
We get lonely.
Should the curators be paid?
That would change the dynamic, now wouldn't it?
You guys good? All right.
Thank you.